reach out to them at the election board office, 580-335-2287, extension 6. Their normal hours are 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. They're on the bottom floor of the Tillman County Courthouse. So feel free to stop by and see them if you have any questions on that. But you'll want to stop in and see them today, as the deadline for that is 5 p.m. And again, I don't know.
It only pertains to candidates that have filed, and it's really it's a small,
pretty much
small figure.
Yeah. Any questions? Again, you can just give them a call. Hey, we've got a guest with us in the house this morning. We are pleased to have Tillman County Emergency Management Director with us this morning, Mike Thornton.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. How are you? Long time no see.
I'm doing great. Glad to be here.
Yes. Well, you guys at the Emergency Management, you always are. There's something on the forefront of, whether it be weather, any mitigation plans, planning things, and that's always important, is planning when it comes to emergency management. And part of that planning is being prepared for hazardous weather and all those good things. And so you are here this morning to share with us some stuff that you got coming up, and I hope that you are. I hope that you got some more information for us too this morning.
Yeah. So here in Tillman County, we are bringing storm spotter training classes. First time since 2019 that we've had those classes in the county.
Oh wow.
It's a pretty big deal. So the National Weather Service will actually come down from Norman and teach those classes. They're gonna run from about 6:30 p.m. to about 9 p.m. That's what they have told me right now. The date for those will be Monday, February 10th, 2025, so this year, of course, at the Great Plains Technology Center in Frederick. These classes are free for everyone. You just show up and you'll learn a little bit about severe weather safety, how storms form and how they work, as well as how to report them to the National Weather Service when we have severe weather such as tornadoes, hail, straight line winds, anything like that. And the awesome thing about these storm spotter classes is not only will they help you prepare on how to understand severe weather when they occur, but you also have the potential to help with saving lives. And that occurs because if you submit storm reports to the National Weather Service, they can help lead time with severe weather. So basically, if you submit that a tornado is occurring near Frederick, the National Weather Service can then, put a tornado warning out, and that can increase lead time for residents in Frederick. So these storm spotter classes are extremely important for those who live in Tillman County, and if you live outside of Tillman County and you're listening to this, you can come to them as well. Our agency is also looking for storm spotters as well. We are always looking for storm spotters.
That was going to be my next question. Is there a need for...
Absolutely. So right now our agency, last year, due to multiple reasons, we kind of lost some storm spotters, but we are currently sitting at 13. So that's quite significant for our rural county. So basically that equates to one storm spotter in every town across the county. So no matter where that storm is in the county, we have eyes on it.
Wow.
But that doesn't mean that we can't have more. So specifically, if you are living in Tipton and listening to this, or Hollister or Manitou, we are highly looking for storm spotters in those areas. So again, February 10th at the Great Plains Technology Center, we do have storm spotter training ongoing there. And if you live in those areas specifically, we would love to see you at that training. And also come and talk to our agency about becoming a storm spotter, because we will be there as well. But yeah, that's, like I said, we're always looking for storm spotters in the county. And an amazing thing is that, there is no age requirement for this. So on Facebook, I got a question recently from a resident saying, hey, can my 13-year-old attend this training? And I said, absolutely.
Okay, that's, wow.
I mean, we've had... When I used to live in Wisconsin, there was 8-year-olds attending these training classes.
Oh, wow.
So, you can be of any age and attend them. Like I said, it's free and it's great for the public.
One of the things that I'm kind of glad that our storm spotting training is early here, because there's going to be multiple across Oklahoma, and I know Lawton is going to have one, but it's well in. I mean, it's maybe into March or something, I think, before it's scheduled. So,
Right.
and we all know you can have severe weather any month in Oklahoma. So having it early is probably a positive thing. In getting it done, getting it over with, getting people prepared instead of having to wait, multiple weeks to do that. So.
And I know probably a lot of people listening are probably asking, well, what are my obligations? If I go to this storm spotter training, I get my certification, what are my obligations? Do I have to be there? Do I have to report? Tell us a little bit about that.
So there are no obligations. Honestly, the general public, they can show up to these types of training events and they can just take the knowledge and use it to their benefit. If you go to the training, we're not going to force you to sign up for something and be like, well, you must report now. It's really just for the public to increase their knowledge base. And if they want to take it further and become a storm spotter for our agency or for the National Weather Service, they can.
Awesome. Hey, you guys recently had an LEPC meeting back in January, so last month. You got any information that you can share with us about that meeting?
Honestly, we are looking for more members to be a part of our LEPC as well.
Okay.
So the LEP is Local Emergency Planning Committee. It is a county-based group that comes together to identify hazards in the county and look at ways to mitigate those hazards. LEPCs across the United States typically focus on hazardous materials, but in Tillman County, we kind of focus on everything that affects people. We like to focus on getting ways to help prepare the public, or looking at ways to help prepare the public, for severe weather. So right now, we are looking into different ways that we could create publication material to push out to the general public in regards to becoming prepared for emergencies. And that can include tornadoes, house fires, again, hazardous material type events, evacuations, whatever. So that's currently what we're kind of looking into. And if that is something that you are interested in being a part of, reach out to Tillman County Emergency Management at our email, mike.thornton@tillmancountyok.gov, and we would be more than happy to have you on that. Some other things that we talk about is our hazard mitigation plan, which affects the county. So, for example, we'll go and talk about what our agency is doing to prepare the county for disasters. And we'll talk about the hazard mitigation plan and our update processes with FEMA and get feedback from the general public on what kind of hazards they feel is affecting them, and then introduce it into that plan, which then in return helps us get grants, such as what our agency was able to get for the city of Grandfield in September. We were able to get them a 75-25 grant for a new storm siren through that hazard mitigation plan. And part of that came from those LEPC meetings where we learned that there was a section of Grandfield that was not able to hear the tornado sirens in town. So if that sounds like something that you would be interested in, absolutely come to our meetings. Our next meeting is going to be April 15th, again at the Great Plains Technology Center in Frederick.
When people hear emergency, you talked a lot about weather, and I know that obviously we talked about this before the show, but weather's not the only thing involved in emergency management. Can you give us an example of something outside of weather that would cause you guys to go into action?
House fires, great example. So last month we had multiple house fires in Frederick. There has been somewhat of an increase, it seems like, the past few months of house fires in Frederick. So our agency will actually respond to those, and we will help residents in the county apply for disaster relief with the American Red Cross. So how that works is we get on scene, we talk to the homeowners, we ask them, hey, are you interested in receiving help from the American Red Cross free of charge? And they always say yes, of course. I'm really grateful for that. And so then what happens is I take their information, talk to the American Red Cross, their National Disaster Center location, wherever that may be, and get them set up with a caseworker. Now that caseworker then will reach out to them within 2 hours and help them with their disaster needs. So in most cases, it's finding a place where they can temporarily live, as well as helping them financially, because in most cases, people lose their belongings and food and everything during these type of disasters. So, they'll help them financially, get them clothing, other stuff like that. So that's just another big part that our agency is a part of, is really helping people with disaster recovery and relief after a disaster such as a house fire has occurred. So that's just one area.
Yeah, I got to give it to you, Mike. You have, since you have entered your position here in Tillman County, I feel like you have really made strides and gone above and beyond to, make sure that all the things that need to be taken care of as far as emergency management goes, you are definitely passionate about it. It shows. We appreciate you. Before you leave us today, tell us a little bit about the Code Red, because I know that was something implemented, roughly about a year ago. Tell us about that.
Oh my gosh, I love Code Red. And I will never stop promoting that. So Code Red is something that our county and the city of Frederick both pay for. It is a mass notification system that county residents can opt in for, and I highly recommend it, because we're going to kind of go back to severe weather here, but I'm going to talk about how it can be useful outside of severe weather. So during severe weather events, Code Red can allow you to receive severe weather watches and warnings during an event. And where that is critical is that, let's say we have a tornado warning here in Frederick. Well, if you're not near a TV or near a radio, you can get an alert on your phone that says, hey, tornado warning for your location, or severe thunderstorm warning for your location. And what's great about it is that it is very specific to your address. So basically, let's say, again, that tornado warning is in Frederick, right? Mm-hmm. But you are out in the country, maybe like 10 miles, 15 miles east of Frederick. You're not going to be alerted for that warning, which is great, because then you're not going to be receiving false information. Now, our agency also can utilize this mass notification system for things such as, like, if we have an evacuation from a wildfire. Thankfully, we haven't had to have anything like that, because our fire departments rock in this county. But if we were to have a massive wildfire, like what is currently going on in California, we could actually send out through that mass notification system, hey, there is a wildfire occurring here, you need to evacuate to X, Y, and Z. We have also used it when we have power outages in Frederick, to alert the public on what is going on. And then for damage assessments, we've also used it. So it is a great tool that can keep residents informed before, during, and after an event has occurred, whether that's severe weather or something man-made.
Wow.
One of the examples that I kind of think of is, if, we live on a very busy highway, 183, north and south, right, travels lots of stuff. And sometimes we don't know what's in those trucks. We don't know what's in those tanks. And if we have an accident, say at the corner of 183 and Highway 5 right there at United, and we have gas escaping, you can use Code Red to let people to know that they need to shelter in place. Do not come out of your home. You can do a lot of things in a perimeter as well. So the sky's the limit as to what Code Red can be used for, as to alert people for dangerous things.
Hey, how do people, if they're not signed up for Code Red, how do they do that?
So you can go to the Tillman County website. Offhand, I cannot think of the website name, but if you go onto Google or whatever search engine you use and you put Tillman County in, or even Tillman County Emergency Management, the Tillman County website will show up. You can also reach out to our agency by emailing mike.thornton@tillmancountyok.gov, and I will get you signed up. You can also reach out to the city of Frederick and they will help you get signed up. Or honestly, you can just call the Tillman County Courthouse and they will transfer your information to me.
Oh, wonderful. Lots of ways you can get that done.
I'm gonna point something out, because this happens to me, and if you subscribe to a lot of different weather channels, a lot of times if you sign up for their alerts, you're gonna get just
Tons.
Well, when you have a tornado warning, you're gonna get it going off
Bing,
like
bing, bing,
yeah.
bing, bing.
And if you kind of use that Code Red as your source, it's like you said, it's pinpointed to you. A lot of times, yeah, some of these weather services or TV stations, if Granville has a tornado warning, if it's in the county, it may alert me in Manitou, and it's kind of like a false alarm sort of. But the Code Red, like you say, is kind of pinpointed to where you're at, and it really, I'm going to kind of go take off some of the other distracting, alerts for that reason.
I agree with you there. Hey, get signed up for Code Red if you're not and you live in Tillman County. That could possibly save your life or someone else's in the future. And if you are interested in being a part of the LEPC, tell us once more what that stands for.
Local Emergency Planning Committee.
All right, so if you are local and you want to help out and be on that committee, they are looking for members right now. Get in touch with Mike. And if you are interested in being a storm spotter, you can do so. Get your certification on Monday right here in Frederick at the VOTEC, 6:30 p.m. Class will last until about 9. But you won't want to miss out on that. You're gonna leave there with a lot more knowledge than you walked in with, for sure. So, Mike, thank you so much for coming and joining us this morning. We appreciate you again. Please come and visit us anytime that you got some stuff to share.
Absolutely. And while you guys are talking, I pulled up some numbers here. So if you are interested in joining Code Red or reaching out to our agency, you can reach out to us 2 different ways, 580-335-7549, or you can reach out to us at 580-335-1305. And that second number is a mobile number that you can also text the words Code Red to, and we will automatically sign you up.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much for sharing that. We will continue to share that as well as we are moving closer and closer to storm season. So you'll want to be signed up for that Code Red. But we appreciate you for coming in and talking with us this morning, Mike. You guys go and get your Storm Spotter certification on Monday, 6:30. And you don't have to live inside Tillman County. It doesn't matter. If you want to travel a little bit to come and attend that class, please do so. 6:30, Great Plains VOTEC, right here in Frederick on Monday the 10th. Thank you so much, Mike. All right, moving along, we've got